take a look at the Coup Tiger.
Alright, well, I'll watch the first game on this. So, let's start it from the picks and ban. We're going to watch this first game, because I think it's good to review a team that's just like massacring people, so you can see what the good stuff looks like. Alright. So let's start with the bans. I'll go all the way back through here. Alright. So what we got here, I'm going to put the bands on 1.5 speed. Let's go through the pick ban. Actually, I should do it 2 times speed for the pick ban. Pick ban sometimes takes a long time. Alright, so ban Callista. Prey probably plays a pretty good Callista. They banned Ezreal because they don't want Faker to play it. I mean, that's like reasonable. Like both Bang. The reason why Ezreal's a good ban here is because both Bang and Faker play that champion at like a really high level. So like they could like, let's say hypothetically, see how like their purple side. So like SKT could pick Ezreal early in the rotation, and then they could just like rotate it down to ADC for their 5th pick. So I think on blue side, like there's some. I think Ezreal's like an okay ban in some scenarios if you have like players that can flex it. So I like this Ezreal ban. I like the Rumble ban because that's a ban against Marin. Like Marin like just shits on everybody with Rumble. That's pretty reasonable. Callista, it's like a pretty ordinary purple side ban. Gragas. I mean, if they really don't like his Gragas, that's fine. But I don't know. I always feel like Gragas bans feel kind of wasted. Like people overvalue Gragas, but whatever. And then they banned Ryze. Okay. Oh no, wait, no. I know why they banned Gragas here because their jungler Wisdom. I'm pretty sure he's like a Gragas one trick right now. He plays like Gragas and Evelyn. So this is actually a really good ban. They banned this, and then of course they just banned Ryze on purple side because Ryze is a broken piece of shit. So like all the bans are like pretty decent. Outside of the only ban I don't agree with is this Mundo ban. And like. It's a dumb ban because the only time that people play Mundo is against, yeah, you probably play it against Shen, but you can't really stop the ultimate, so it's not good. The only time people play Mundo is against, like, heavy AP comps and against, Maokai. So, I don't know. I don't really think that's a very good ban. And then, like, they first picked Corki here, too. This is, like, stupid also. I mean, I know that Bang plays a lot of Corki and he plays it really well, but first picking that champion just seems kind of weird. And then on top of that, I think that Victor is like a really contested pick in this game. Like Faker is I think 15-0 or some shit on Victor, and then Kuro is also like 15-0 or something. Like they're both undefeated on Victor. Like it's their best champion. I think they honestly should have like first rotated Victor here just because it's such a contested pick. Or they should have just first rotated Rek'Sai. They should have done one or the other. And instead they just end up first picking Corki, which is just like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Because look, they first pick Corki and then they lose. This is like the most contested pick of this match is Victor. Like both mid laners play this at a really high level, and I don't know. I feel like you need to get this champion for your mid laner because this is best champion. It's Kuro's best champion. It just seems kind of weird to not pick it up. I honestly would have just first picked Rek'Sai, and I would have changed this Mundo ban for a Victor. Like, if I was going to do this ban pick versus SKT, I would have third ban Victor, and I would have just first picked Rek'Sai here. Because they ban Gragas, so that's a mistake on their part. So if you ban Gragas, and you get first pick Rek'Sai, like, I don't really think there's many champions that Bangy's going to pull out that's going to mess with that too hard. Like, maybe he'll play, like, Nuno or something, but I don't think he'll even play that. Seemed like a really bad ban pick phase out of them. And, like, even if he plays Evelyn, like, Evelyn's not a very good matchup into Rek'Sai. This is like an absolutely terrible ban pick phase from Coup Tigers here. And then, Coup Tigers counterpick themselves with Evelyn, which seems kind of dumb. So like they gave them Rek'Sai. Oh, did they get them Evelyn? Yeah, pretty sure they pick Evelyn here. Yeah, this is a dumb pick too because they already picked Rek'Sai. They locked it in, and I'm pretty sure they. Oh no, they picked Jan here. I'm pretty sure they go with Evelyn later in the draft. I only like briefly watched this game before, so then they picked Maokai, which I don't know. I don't 100% agree with the Maokai just because like Marin has shown in previous series that he'll play Fizz into Maokai, and he plays it really well too. and he just kind of like shits on the game with it. And Fizz is like a notorious Maokai counterpick. So if you're against an opponent and you know they can play Fizz against Maokai, it's actually really dangerous to early draft Maokai. And I don't know. I guess they like didn't expect. I mean, they should have expected it. Like Martin's played the Fizz matchup before in previous series, so it seemed kind of weird. And then also another dumb thing about this Corki first pick is Kog'Maw is actually like a really good pick into Corki. Like a lot of people consider it a counter pick. Like that's Prey's counter pick. Prey usually picks Kog'Maw into Corki, and like they just let themselves get countered like that. So I don't know. It's kind of dumb. And you notice how SKT saves their support for last because they're kind of deciding like what they want to get out of their they're deciding what they want to get out of their support. Like, do they want engage here? Do they want disengage? Do they want to use the Annie to counter the Janna? Like, there's a lot of things they can go. So I like what they're doing. This is kind of like similar to what TL did with their draft last weekend, where they just like save the support for last and then just counter. Like you can see, like if you can compare this exactly to the TL versus TSM game, because you can see they first picked the contested mid lane pick in the first rotation. And then they save their support for last pick. So this is like really similar to how TL does their ban pick or whatever. And then I'm not sure why they picked Cassio here. Like, I don't know. Like, Cassio, who on this team can really like threaten the Kog'Maw? I mean, Evelyn sorta can. Like Maokai sorta can, but he's probably gonna be behind because he got counterpicked from the Fizz. And then Rek'Sai. Wait, they do pick Evelyn into Rek'Sai. Yeah, this is a terrible pick too. So they pick Evelyn into Rek'Sai. So this is basically what they did. So like this lane got counterpicked by this pick down here. See this? This is just like an overall strong. Like this is the strongest pick in this series. Like the Victor. And then so they picked the Victor Rek'Sai, and then they picked Janna. So basically because they thought Janna was a contested pick, because Wolf likes to play a lot of Janna. But you know what that means? Like that just leaves up Alistar. Like Wolf's best champion's Alistar. Even though like Janna's considered a counter to Alistar in many ways, I think if you look at KuTiger's team comp, like I just wouldn't want to give them Alistar. Like Alistar is like the bread. Like this is the champion that holds together SKT's comp because it's like it's the main initiate and like if you have Alistar, like nobody can get to the Kog'Maw and fuck with them, so you just get a free Kog'Maw lane too. So giving Wolf the Alistar is just. I don't know. This ban pick is just like full retard. Oh yeah, and then on top of that, KuTigers is AP heavy as fuck. Like this is an AP type champ. Like this is pretty AP. This is pretty AP. This is AP. This is pretty AP. Like they have a full AP comp. Which is like, bro, what are you doing with yourself? I don't know. That's a pretty terrible draft out of KuTigers. They pick an all AP comp and they let every single one of their lanes get counterpicked, and then they also let Wolf. They also gave up the Victor pick, and then they let Wolf counterpick bot lane. But he didn't even bother counterpicking. He's just like, you know what? Alistar is perfect for the comp here, and it really is. Like, Alistar shits on Cassio, I feel like. SKT is pretty AP heavy because of Kog'Maw, but they have Rek'Sai as well. So this is a physical... they're not actually... No, they're actually not that AP heavy, because Martin builds AD Fizz. Bengi is, like, physical damage. And this guy does do a lot of magic damage, but he's also physical. So they have a very balanced team comp compared to KuTigers. If you look at the damage that AD Fizz top does, it's like 50-50. It's like half magic, half physical. Like I think they have a very balanced team comp. It's actually pretty hard to itemize against their team comp. Alright, so let's look at this. I don't understand the Cassio pick at all here. It just seems kind of weird. Like, I don't think Cassio is very good ever since they like nerfed her E. Alright, so let's look at the level 1. So they're just going to do standard point where they just put out the wards. They're going to scrap a little bit here. This doesn't really do anything. Don't really have enough CC to kill anybody. Would they go Azir instead? I mean, Azir would be okay, but it's still... Yeah, Azir's fine because it gives you range. I could see Azir being better here, but they're still really AP heavy. To be honest, I would have said Varus, but they have Alistar or like a Jace. I don't know. Q Tiger's whole team comp just sucks against SKTs. Like I'm not really feeling it. I mean, Azir could have been good though. I think Azir or like Jace or something, some type of longer range mid lane could have been better. All right, so let's go back to this level 1. This is actually really important, the level 1 they do here, because if you look, this is if you look in a lot of the games, like especially the Fnatic game that got played today, where Huni like went off a Riven, and all of a sudden this series and like this game, watch what they do to Marin. So usually what happens is an ADC and support will pull, or they'll pull for the jungle, and they'll give, you know, they either share the XP with the ADC and support, or they'll just like pull for the jungle. And what they do here is they actually pull for Marin, and you see how they give Marin level 2? So they give Marin level 2, and then they just have the jungler, they share XP on this camp, and then I think they share XP on the top camp as well. Oh no, they just let him jungle. So he gives full XP to Rek'Sai on that. So basically what they do is they give level 2 to Marin, and then they just send him top. Whoops. And then they also have Rek'Sai and Alistar come up here and trail him. And Rek'Sai is just a stupid champion because not only does it have a ton of kill pressure, like you'd see these champions like, oh well, they can just poke them out. Like they have a lot of range and disengage and stuff. But if they decided to go the poke route, then Alistar can just put a point in his E level 2, and then you can start healing up all that poke. And then once Alistar has his headbutt pull combo, like you have Fizz, Alistar, and Rek'Sai. The kill pressure on this is just absolutely massive. So they're gonna be able to farm under turret is the big thing to get out of this. Like Alistar Fizz is pretty hard to dive because Fizz has troll pull, and Alistar has a lot of ways of punishing dive with his headbutt and his pull. So they're just gonna be able to safely farm under turret. And then meanwhile, they just have Maokai farming solo against the Kog'Maw, which is pretty much what SKT wants. They want the Kog'Maw to be solo because the Kog'Maw is it's their big tank killer here. I mean, giving solo XP to Kog is really great because he's gonna get points in his W, and he's just gonna like ramp up like way sooner. And he's gonna get his Triforce sooner too. So he's just sitting down there free farming. He has like a free lane. Like Maokai is not gonna pressure him at all. Like he should be able to last hit everything. I think the ward bug was in the second game. Or was it this game? I don't know. No, the ward bug was in the second game. Wisdom could have hard carried this game? I mean, maybe. Like, I'm looking at Wisdom right now. He doesn't really have... He would have to gank bottom. I want to see what Wisdom does as an early game. Because if I was Wisdom, I would have ganked bottom for sure. Like, let's look at the first, like, few minutes of the game. Like, we'll just watch Wisdom. Honestly, I remember watching this game, and I remember like asking like why Wisdom wasn't why he wasn't ganking bottom, because Maokai Evelynn should mean free kill for Kog'Maw every time because they see the Janna top, they know she can't come fuck with them. Worst case scenario, it'll be a 2v2 and you'll have jungle top laner versus ADC and jungle, which is honestly not that bad. So they give him the camp. So okay, so Evelynn's just farming. Just double farming. So there's double jungling at the start. So his jungle path didn't really sync up with what they wanted to do. Because if you look at their jungle path, they basically set up for a long... They set up a long jungle route where they're going to farm both sides of the jungle and then do a dive. But you can see they actually don't do the dive, and that actually hurts them. See, Evelynnn right now should not be... She shouldn't be going over this way. She needs to be going towards bottom. She needed to back and then go bottom to try to get that kill. Like getting the Scuttle Crab in this vision is okay, because what this does is this finds out where Rek'Sai is. He puts a ward here and he gets Scuttle Crab, but that doesn't really stop Rek'Sai. I mean, he's just gonna farm, and then meanwhile the Cog's free farming. But yeah, you protected your top lane duo, but okay, here he's going down there. God bless. He's actually going down to kill this guy. Alright, he got the Scuttle Crab. He should look for this kill. I don't know. This is a huge mistake. I'm pretty sure Kog was hiding in the bush here. Let me see. Yeah, no, they see him. That was a huge mistake. So what happened was Kog'Maw hid in the bush, and Evelynnn thought that he had backed. He should have definitely gone for that kill bottom. Yeah, this seems like this should never happen. This Cog should never build, especially against Evelyn. He should never build a farm like he is. Oh yeah, I wanted to try something by the way. Let me change this real quick. Uh, Somebody recommended for me to do this because when I'm trying to draw on the screen, like make my mouse pointer bigger or something. Damn, son. Uh, Maybe I could just download something for it. Whatever. I'll figure that shit out later. Anyways. Alright, let's go back to the game. Alright, so we got the Cog free farming bottom. He's like freezing the wave now. So now I don't want the mouse trail. Anyways, so now the Cog's just he's just freezing down here and he's free farming against this Maokai. And then on top of that the Fizz is getting free farm as well. So pretty much all the lanes are just free farming here. So like neither side's getting hurt, but I feel like the Cogma getting solo XP is better than the Maokai in this situation. But I don't know. So Evelyn's over here, she's waiting for the counter gank. They have Rek'Sai too. They don't know Evelyn's down here, I'm pretty sure. And the reason why they called the Evelyn over here, the reason why I want to go back and show you guys why they call it the jungle's over here. So you see how Rek'Sai's over here and Evelyn's over here? It's because they call the wave here. Like they're basically telling they're telling Bangy like, hey, the wave's pushing in top. You're gonna need backup or else like the Evelyn's gonna come up here and kill us. So you need to get up here right away. Because what happens in competitive is every play is made off of waves. And you can see the wave is pushed up. And they're going to try to freeze it. See how they're freezing? And what this does is it makes Marin and Wolf be in a very vulnerable position to farm. And see how they're calling the Evelyn up here when they have this freeze? And then Bengi is also coming up here. He's like, hey, they're freezing. I need to come up here and like back them up to stop this freeze. So see how they play back until Bengi gets here? So they're still kind of playing back because they don't want to make it obvious. They're still like playing pussy. They're trying to fake it out. And they just set up that gank. I'm going to go back on this play. It was actually really clean by Wolf. Wolf has a really good Alistar, by the way. You watch this play. Like, this is a pretty quick pull flash. I mean, this play is honestly not that hard to do on Alistar, but they just like murdered her. That was really bad by her to flash that late too, though. This is like, watch how late she flashes. Well, I think she's just dead, to be honest. Yeah, she's just fucking dead. Rip. Oh, it's because he exhausted. And this is just a straight up bloodbath. Does anybody else end up dying? Damn, look how low they are. Wisdom should have died there. He went down to like 5 health. Well, that was interesting. So they traded Flash and Exhaust for Flash and Exhaust and Flash Heal. So now that none of them have summoners, and Marin only used Ignite here, and he used TP. So neither side really came out that far ahead on that. That was like a pretty even situation. Well, no, this is just what SKT is doing. This is an old style of 2v1 where you would you'd pick a bruiserish type top lane, and you'd pair it with like a tank, like CC heavy, like some type of sustainy type of support. Like people used to do it with like Nami, and well, not really Soraka. I think Nami is one of the popular ones to do it with. Some people do it with Janna, and then I think Alistar is the best by far because not only is he like heavy and he's hard to dive, but he also has sustain. Wait, why does Janna get caught here? So Janna's running straight up. He's waiting over the side. Dude, look at the. I want you guys to see the pull range on this. This is actually really well. Look at this. He pulls him over the wall because he knows the exact range. Most Alistars wouldn't go for that play. Most Alstars would have tried to headbutt Pulver. But luckily Evelyn's there to back them up. This is actually kind of dangerous, okay? Because look at the situation, right? So they know they have they know that Ku Tigers has TP advantage, and he still goes for this play. This is actually a really big mistake from SKT. So they have TP advantage on top side, and Maokai's got the wave, and he can TP down here, and they're trying to go for a kill, which seems kind of weird to me. Because this can get turned really hard by TP, because the Fizz can't come in to help. Both mid laners get there about the same time. They just killed Bengi, and they get the blue. They should get Dragon off of this too, although Fizz is showing up. Still pretty early in the game. If Evelyn tanks the Dragon, she'll get fucked up. Same with Maokai, so they're just gonna leave it. They gave blue to Maokai. Double bruiser lane, dual laning carries. I mean, it's really risky. There's a lot of bad things that can happen with it. Watching the Fnatic game today reminded me of what I've been talking about. I mean, I don't know. They just like counterpick Riven, and I like called that Riven counterpick. As I looked up Huni's solo queue history or whatever. Somebody made a Reddit post about it a week ago that Huni's been playing nothing but Riven. And I thought it was pretty obvious he was playing it as a Rumble counter. Like, Riven's a notorious Rumble counter. So if you just put all your eggs in the shit on Rumble basket, then the game looks pretty nice. Alright, so what else we got here? So they expect Fizz to all in the Maokai. I'm pretty sure he has blue. Yeah, Maokai has blue right now. So he's going to call Evelyn up here, because right now Fizz is trying to freeze his wave under the turret. But Maokai is one level up on Fizz. He has a bigger wave, and he has blue buff, and he has the Evelyn backing him up. But Bengi ends up ulting up here and backing this fight up too, so it was going to be a pretty big scrap. But luckily nothing happens. Like, Evelyn doesn't have her ultimate, so she can't really make a big play on that. But she protected the Maokai. He maybe would have died there and lost blue. Or he would at least blown flash. Alright, so now they have Ali and Kog'Maw farming. So this is... Remember the fact that the Kog'Maw's been solo farming this whole time? So now Kog'Maw's level 8 and he has a level advantage on Corki. And also, Kog'Maw is like a lot of people consider it to be a counter to Corki as well. So Kog'Maw is just going to win this lane straight out. And they have at level 6 Alistar versus Janna. Like, Alistar at level 6, no support can fuck with him. So they're just going to use that backing from the Corki that just happened, and they're just going to get Dragon, and then they're going to just start bullying the lane. I'm pretty sure he's just going to stay in lane until he gets Triforce. And then, like, I don't think that Janna Corki can do anything to Kog'Maw Alistar. I don't see any way they could ever kill. Even if Evelyn came, it'd still be super hard for them to kill that lane. So what that's going to do is that's going to have, like, SKT has a lane of pressure on bottom. Like, Ali Kog is going to pressure this bot lane, and then the Fizz is going to pressure the top lane. So what lane is going to be pressuring on Ku's side? Because you have Faker also just, like, going ham into the Cassio, but it's just a farm lane. Like, neither person's going to be able to pressure each other. And I think a big rule of thumb when you're making a team comp is you always have to make sure at least one of your lanes has pressure. Because that's the lane you can make plays off of, or you can, like, pull off of. And, like, Ku Tigers don't have any of that going down here. That's just, that a lot of that comes from a terrible ban pick phase. So. Oh boy. Wait, let's watch this dive. Oh, I want to see how Cassio died. I like missed that while I was rambling on. Let's slow it down. This is a pretty standard Rek'Sai gank. So once you see how Rek'Sai took control of this jungle, put all his wards in here, and then so he knows Evelyn's not here. So you just E behind and then get him. And I'm surprised that Cassio actually got caught by that gravity field. Faker just fucked her up with the gravity field there, to be honest. I don't think that should have happened. Like, he didn't even use any summoners to get that kill. So then Wisdom goes to try to hold this wave. You see this shit? And they're like, oh, okay, like, Faker doesn't have ult. They won't do anything. He just exhausts, Paul flashes, and headbutts him and just, like, kills him. He commits all of his summoners just to get that kill. But that's a good kill to go for because you get kill plus turret. And then remember what I talked about with the Kog'Maw? Like Kog'Maw's just safely farming bottom with his ultimate and E. So like they can't, Corki Janna can't do shit. Even if they try to pressure him, like they can zone him off some of the CS, but it's not gonna do much. Like the ult range is pretty far. Like maybe he'll miss a couple CS, but that's not gonna do shit. And then because the Evelyn's dead, that means that Fizz is just getting free reign. He knows he can just shit on the Maokai. Like look where the wave is top right now. Maokai is just fucked now. The moment Fizz gets Triforce in this matchup, it's just over. It's such a bad matchup, Fizz versus Maokai. See how Kog'Maw's just sitting down here chilling? He knows that they made that play mid, so he's just going to farm at max range with ultimate and not risk them dying. He knows the Evelyn can't come, but he knows the Janna can still go on him, so he has to be worried about that. And this is what a good ADC does. When the support goes to roam, he plays like a bitch. And he just chills. But the support also needs to roam at a good time. They roamed once they pushed the wave up. Because a lot of people's response to a wave getting pushed up is to freeze. So your counter to freezing is roaming. If they want to freeze, that means they're holding the wave under the turret. So you punish that by like going and roaming and making plays on the other side of the map. Oh, no. Alright, so Fizz is pressuring the shit out of Smeb. Like, look how low health and mana he is. They're just having wisdom. I don't even know if they could win 1v2, to be honest. They probably could. If they can get Fizz to E. Looked like Fizz aggressively E'd in there. Oh no, he has it up again. Oh, he's dead. Alright, so they end up killing Fizz, but the problem with this is Maokai has 0 mana right now, so he can't TP bottom to do anything. And then they know Evelyn's on the top side of the map, right? So they know that they basically have free reign bottom, and you see how watch Faker when this top thing happens. All right, so there's no mid turret, right? So Faker pushes this wave in mid, and then he just starts coming down the river, and he goes with Bengi. Bengi like Raptor swept most of this, but there's still a war there. So they know Faker's coming bottom, and they're just gonna use their numbers because they know that Cassio has to hold the wave mid, so that they can 4v2 this bot turret. And then once the Evelyn shows, it's like, oh shit, we can just easily take this bot turret. They know that Evelyn can't come down to help, and they know Maokai can't TP either because he's too low. So then Victor, you can see you see Faker just pings mid. He's like, alright, I'm just gonna go hold this wave since the Evelyn's top. You guys don't need me. But he's just gonna clear out the wave and push it up. And it looks like, yeah, because Fizz is dead and Maokai is back in base, that's why they don't do the dive on bottom. But you see, they have all the wards in the world. Like, they have this ward here. This is a ward for Fizz to come behind the turret so they can kill. So they're gonna look for that play. Like, now Fizz is alive, but he needs to push out top before he goes for that play. See how Maokai's TPing to make the play back here and to punish them. So they have the flank ward. Like, Bang hasn't really bought, I don't think, and they're gonna go after Bang really hard here. So they kill Bang. Bang has Kog'Maw passive, so he does a little bit of damage here. But wait, Jesus Christ! I want you to watch Prey's health during this. So, when did Faker start moving here? So Faker just pushed up mid again, and every time Faker pushes mid, he always just like roams up in the enemy jungle with Victor. And see how he's like so far ahead of the Cassio because Cassio has to clear that mid wave. So watch Prey's health when Marin gets on him. Oh, that's a lot of damage. So look how late the Cassio is, right? So now already your bot lane's dead, and your Cassio of low mana. Like Cassio has no mana. She showed up down here. She can't really do shit. Like there's no way they can win this fight. And they're just gonna go back to pushing here. Like Smeb used a lot of health and mana there, so they recognize that. So they're just gonna use Alistar ultimate and dive Smeb here. Because Smeb's honestly not that tanky at this point. Wait. How does Wisdom die? Look. Wisdom's like going back in. He's like, I'll help you, friend. Oh, wait, never mind. Fuck, there's Faker there. And he pretty much just 1v2s. Because Kuro has no mana. Like, look at Kuro's mana. He does absolutely no damage to Faker, too. Because he's just sitting on a tier and, like, a Doran's ring or some shit. So, yeah. So after that dive, game's pretty much over at this point. Because now what that dive did is it gave Fizz the kills he needed to progress. Like, he's just going to get straight up Triforce here. And then on top of that, Faker's probably... They're just going to go back and they're going to get core items. And then Dragon comes up in a minute. And they're just going to be sitting there like, hey, do you guys want to fight us for this Dragon? And Ku Tigers don't really have a way outside of Maokai of getting in there. Like, they can... Like, I don't know. They can... I don't really think their catch is good enough. Like, the only way they can win a fight is if they get, like, an Evelyn flank on somebody, and then Maokai, like, jump on the Victor or something stupid. But I don't really feel like their team comp's very well suited for dealing with this Fizz. They don't really have a lot of hard CC. The only real true hard CC they have are Casio Ultimate and Maokai W and Q. And if they're using Maokai W and Q on Fizz, then they probably already lost the fight because the Cogman's going to shit on everything. And Faker's just, like, fighting it out with this guy. So really just Ku Tigers team comp can't do anything against SKTs. There's no real backline threat. I mean there's actually no, there's backline threat, but the problem is there's nobody to there's nobody to protect or to do anything about the Fizz. Like the Fizz is just too out of control now. Yeah, you want Merc Treads instead of getting his Triforce. That's interesting. Seems like a good buy. It stops Maokai a lot of his damage. Okay. So they're just gonna get this free dragon, and you can see Maokai just pushed his wave in up top. Did he get the turret before or after this? Whoops. He got the turret at... When did he get this turret? Alright, I can't remember when he got this turret, but he's just gonna like push this wave all the way in, and he knows that they're gonna go down here for dragon. So he's going to push all this wave in because they want Fizz to go back to have to hold this. But they don't really get anything out of this. And now nobody can 1v1 the Fizz on their team. Like, who are they going to send to deal with Fizz at this point? I feel like Fizz could... I feel like Fizz, once he gets his Triforce, could even dive the Corki. Maybe. Yep. Yeah, Ku Tigers team comp doesn't have enough engage. And they don't really have range too. There's a rule. If you want to pick a team comp that has light engage, you need to make sure that you have better range than the other team. Like you need to give them a reason to have to come to you. And you can see Ku Tigers team comp has worse range because Cogmount range is Corki, and Faker actually has larger threat range on the Victor than the Casio has. And then the Fizz is just going to be split pushing that whole time. So SKT doesn't even really have a reason to engage to begin with. Like, they don't even care about engaging because it was like, hey, man, let's just let the Fizz just shit on everybody. Okay, so they try to kill the Fizz, but look at this. They run over this pink ward. Watch, look at this pink ward here. When did he put this pink ward down? Wait, he even pings it. Does that see him? Yeah, it sees him. See how he pings it? So they didn't even clear the pink ward there. Why didn't he just go down the lane? I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, this game is pretty much just all comes down to terrible ban pick phase by Ku Tigers. And then, yeah, that's just pretty much what happened this game. And it's also what happened the second game, too. Pretty sad game. Oh, they're hard engaging. They're gonna get banged. So this is something that I feel like a lot of solo queue people make the mistake of. See how like Wolf doesn't even bother using his combo? He's like, all right, Bang, you're dead. Peace. But you need to know when to leave your teammates behind. He just instantly got out of that shit. He's like, see ya, nerd. And because they know that there's no Baron up, so they don't really care about this death. And meanwhile, they have all these wards on the bot side, so Fizz can pretty much do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And they'll see anybody coming down here to fuck with him. So Fizz is just going to be pushing out here. He's just going to keep going. And Ku Tigers still have the problem where nobody can 1v1 this Fizz. So that was the biggest play Ku Tigers did all game. I mean, there's not really that many plays they can do. Wait, didn't they have the players? They had some fight bottom or something, right? When they were already really far behind. Yeah, like Coup Tiger's team comp has a billion AP. You can see Rek'Sai is already like moving towards the Aegis. Fizz already has Merc Treads. I mean, they're just gonna get Magic Resist stacked on. And then on top of that, Cassio has Merc Treads and Abyssal, so she doesn't even have that much pen. Pretty bad draft by Coup Tigers. This is a sad game to watch. Just because like you look at the draft and you're just like, well, it's pretty fucking hard for Coup Tigers to win the game. Because look at this. Like, this is your ADC and support, right? You're like, well, they can probably hold this turret. And we have Evelynn here, right? So Evelyn's like trying to scrap them off of this. So this is pretty much Coup Tigers, or this is pretty much SKT strategy. See how they have the wave held here in the middle? Okay? And then they're just going to send, like, Faker's, they're like battering rams. They're going to send Faker up top. And they're going to try to bring everybody on Coup Tiger's team up top they want them to protect from this dive, right? Like, SKT is entertaining the dive, and they're trying to get Coup Tigers to come top, because what they want to do is they want Fizz to be stuck 1v1 with Maokai, and they want them to be on an island, and they don't want anybody to be able to go mess with him. So they do that by threatening dives on other towers. And then Fizz is just he has the TP if he needs to, but they really don't want him to TP, and that's why they're not forcing the plays, because they want the Fizz to get big. Ashes of Gravity, thanks for subbing. Welcome back. Seems like every VOD I go over, teams have too much AP. I mean, I honestly didn't realize it was like, is this prevalent? People just not getting AP. Wait, why is Victor? All right, so they see the Cassio getting this blue buff, and they also saw Evelynn up there. So Faker is just like taunting them, and he's just pushing into this shit. And then he just walks back. They have all the wards in the world. They know where every single person on Coup Tiger's team is, so they can do whatever they want to do. The pink ward on Coup's blue side lasts from 4 minutes into a game into 20. Damn. I mean, it's a good pink ward. People usually don't check that shit. So he missed the fish because he flashed it. Still chasing after this. Like, this is what happens. Like, look at Maokai, right? This is Maokai. This is what the Fizz Maokai situation has gotten into. Like, Fizz literally walks into lane and just starts all-ending the fucking Maokai. Or the Maokai instantly has to flash. So now this Maokai is the strongest person on your team. He has all your kills. He's 3-1-1, and he still can't deal with his Fizz. Who's going to deal with the Fizz? Nobody can. And he just has even more magic resist now. He has over 100 magic resist now, so I don't know who's going to kill him. We need more Renekton's and Zeds? Nah, dude. I mean, a lot of people are playing Jace mid and Varus mid and shit like that. That handles a lot of the AD, or the AP stacking. Alright, so now Coup Tigers knows that Fizz doesn't have fish, and he was top. So, wait, why are they even going down here? Like, Dragon's coming up, right? So they're like, ha! Maybe we can come down here and fight for this dragon. And they're like, wait, never mind. We'll just get shit on. So they don't even want to, like, risk that shit. You see where Alistar is? He's just waiting down here. So Alistar's waiting down here to see... He's basically down here to protect Faker when he pushes up this wave. And this is how good teams do Dragon, right? They have their support. Watch when Wolf gets into this bush. So they call that they want to push this wave. They have all these wards in the lane, but they don't have a good ward here. So he's just going to walk up here and ward, and he's going to wait to try to kill Evelynn or somebody who comes down here to mess with Faker. Because Faker needs to push this wave out, and then they can get Dragon. And then meanwhile, they have Kog'Maw and Fizz here holding mid. So they're basically forcing Coup Tigers to have to push this turret. Like, this is Coup Tigers. This is a good play by Coup Tigers to push this turret, because you can see everybody's out of position from SKT, and on top of that, they also think that SKT is just getting Dragon because they don't have any vision, right? So it's good that they push mid here, but it's like, look at the flank position that these two people have. Like, Alistar's coming in from the back, and they have no turret. Like, they commit really hard to this. So here's Alistar from the back, and they have no turret to fall back to. Oh, let's play this. This is the fight that decides the game, so I'll play this back through. Watch the Alistar engage here. So Pulv knocks up their disengage with Janna, their Corki. Like Pulv knocks up 3 people in their team and they're disengaged. So because he knocked up their disengage, this just leaves the rest of their team just run amok. Like you see Kog'Maw and Victor just like going to town on everybody. And then Fizz is just they can't do shit. This is like such a good engage that it just chunks all their tank line just gets chunked out so fast so early and all their disengage gets taken out that there's just no way they can fight this. And then I'm pretty sure Cassio misses her ultimate too. Let me see. Does he miss the ultimate? Yeah, he missed the ultimate, see? It's like bam. He ends up getting the slow on them, but he doesn't get the stun. So they just kill the fucking... They just shit on that Maokai. Because Kog'Maw has his key with shreds, armor, and magic resist. So they're just free to kill that Maokai. Like, Kog'Maw is also really good if you have an AP heavy team. Or any type of heavy team. Because he has armor and magic resist shred. And then they're just going to get the Baron. I'm pretty sure that's the end of the game right there. Or it's pretty close to it. I mean... You gave you gave Wolf Alistar, man. That's like his best champion. Alistar is like the most broken support in the game right now. I feel like you should probably not give him that champion. Just saying. If you look at Q Tiger's team comp, they have no way of dealing with Alistar. Alistar is just like way too out of control for them. Now Martin's just like killing everybody. And the game's just pretty much over at this point. And that's pretty much it, my friend. Wolf got both MVPs. I mean, he deserved it, dude. He went off. He like hard carry these games. Well, that's the end of that game. I don't have anything else to watch on that. Moral of the story is, don't have a shitty ass band pick like Q Tigers, and don't fucking build all AP, and don't fucking give Wolf Alistar, and don't pick Evelynn into fucking Rek'Sai. And don't fucking blind pick Maokai when you know the enemy top laner picks Fizz. And don't pick Cassio because she's a big lump of shit. And she's not very good. And don't first pick Corki. That's pretty much what to get out of this. That's what to get. I mean, I know there's like... Here, we'll watch the last fight, alright? We'll watch the last fight, and then I'll end this shit. Let's all bask in the last fight of glory. This is the final hoo-ah by Q Tigers here. Wait. Alright, here we go. Oh, no, they killed Faker. But wait. There's the Fed Kog'Maw, and there's the Fed fucking Fizz killing everybody in the back line. Fizz ends this fight with full health. To put this in perspective, how fucking strong the Fizz is, he just ends the fight with full health. Like, he just doesn't give... Oh, he lost 10% of his health, boys. He's just tanking the fucking fountain. Or the inhibitor. Pretty bad shit. Alright, we'll watch one EU LCS game, and that'll be it for the VOD reviews. What EU LCS game do you guys want to see? Let's see, EU LCS, Summer Split. We got Rocat versus Fnatic.